this is Dave Jones. I am the founder of Project Paranormal Investigations. I have been a paranormal investigator for 11 years. Been on over probably 400 investigations now, and I've compiled about 15,000 EVPs. I'm an EVP specialist, or as I see it, an EVP enthusiast. I'm not a scientist, I am just an enthusiast. I love recording ghost voices, and that's it's kind of my niche. It's what I like to do, and that's why my website exists, my YouTube channel, and that's why I continue to investigate. So some people were asking me, why is it that I do what I do? I was growing up in Michigan. When I was in like 5th grade to 10th grade, I lived in a haunted house. And there was stuff in there all the time. There was noises, creaking floors, doors opening and closing. I actually saw a giant, this was a really big, I haven't seen one since, a rocking chair with a high back on it. Real nice, comfortable, cushiony rocking chair. Saw the thing rocking one night when I went to use the bathroom. My bedroom, of course, was on the 2nd floor, and it was about a 100-year-old house, and there was always this legend that a guy hung himself in the apple tree outside the kitchen window. So every time a storm came, and it just made it so creepy growing up. For those 5 years, it was just pretty horrible. And my stepsister and myself, she was a little bit younger than me, we got left home a lot. So we would sit there, crank up the TV, sit on the couch with blankets on us, just try to drown out the sounds that we were hearing, the footsteps upstairs on the 2nd floor and the creaky doors and that stuff. Well, later, I didn't think about this until later, but my stepmom had a Ouija board, one of the old ones, and tons of antiques. She collected antiques and stuff. So our whole dining room set was all these old giant tables with a big lion's head and the big claws underneath them, and it was now that I think about it, it's pretty creepy. But she would sit at the table and play this game by herself, and I'd sit and watch her. I'm just thinking, she's nuts, asking questions and moving this thing around. Just thought she was just, playing some weird thing. We didn't know exactly what it was. Joined her a few times on occasion, and it moved. It was kind of freaky, but we were just kind of like, it's a game. It's not real. But who knows, All the activity that was in that house was kind of crazy. So anyway, to move forward, I went into the military when I turned 18. Stayed in there. I was in there for almost 6 years. Got out, got back to Michigan, didn't dig it. So I moved to Atlanta with my cousin. And I stayed down there for 7 years, and then I ended up getting married and moved to Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. And when I got there, that's when taps and all that stuff started. And, once that started, I was kind of like, hey man, some of that stuff happened to me when I was growing up. So I went and met taps at Air Force Base, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I went up there and got a chance to meet him and talk to him and stuff, and it was pretty inspiring at the time, and decided, hey, let's form a team. So I went out on, can't remember what website it was, and started looking for people that wanted to join a team here in Cincy, and I found some real good people actually, and that's where it all started. And the very first experience I had was at Poland Farms. I'm not gonna lie, Poland Farms in Kettering was insane. Everyone that was there with Paravisions, one of the teams we were with, Paravisions at the time, and our group Opus were two of the teams that were there that did this investigation. Everything that you could think of other than an apparition happened to us. The sense, the smell, the overwhelming sensations that we were picking up in the master bedroom and in the basement. I mean, we had vortexes going on. We had light fixtures falling off the ceiling, inside, lights flickering, doors slamming, sliding doors I was on the 2nd floor in a hallway, right next to us too, while we were just sitting there talking. So many things happened that night, shadows and everything, and I was the last one. 2 of us on my Opus team were the last ones to leave, and the craziest thing ever happened. Okay, everybody's out of the building. We're in the basement doing our last minute, try to get all you can. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, a little bit after that, so it was the dead hour. So we wanted to go down and try to soak up as much as we could. So Tammy, the lady I was with, she was walking around with her old Sony Hi8 checking things out, and meanwhile I'm just holding, I think I was holding a voice recorder, or no, I was holding a flashlight for her so she could see. You know, there was some stairs, and I was leaning up against an old stone wall, and I was showing her, you know, the light path to follow. She was, you know, we were heading out at that point, and next thing you know, something hits me from behind, has hands right above my waist, pushes me out of the way, and I flip around, and I have the flashlight, and I'm looking everywhere. There was nothing there. There was nothing. And the thing was, earlier in the night, I was told, disembodied voice, to get out. So I probably should have heeded that warning. It was the coolest night ever. It's what I got in, what really helped me. I mean, the power behind me getting into it and figuring out what just happened. So many different things happened. I just wanted answers to everything all at once. But obviously, 11 years later, don't have the answers. No spirits exist. People die. If they got some reason to be hanging out, their energy exists for a period of time, not forever, but for a period of time. So they just kind of chill out and don't know. At that point, it drops off. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. So don't believe anybody. If you want experiences, if you want to know answers, you have to get out in the field and do it yourself. Don't watch, you know, I mean, watch the shows. They are entertaining. They're funny. But the best way to really get involved is to get in the field and have those things happen to you. Because those shows don't really convey what really happens. I mean, you get to watch people get scared. That's funny. That's all those shows are about. You need to get out there. Get with a team even. Get with a ghost hunting team and join them and have that experience, because it really, I mean, part of life is dying. We're all going to die. There's no way around it. We die. It's part of life. So why not, you know, tap into a little bit and kind of get some pointers on what's to come. How do I do this? You know, we'll run into a spirit that's stuck, died suddenly, and doesn't know how to cross over to wherever they cross over. So they ask for our help. Listen to my videos where they're constantly saying, "Help David, help me, David." Listen to those videos. There's a reason they're saying that. They're sitting there trying to figure out how the fuck to cross over. They don't know how. So you might hear my voices on some of those videos where I'm explaining to them to try to find the light. You can, you know, go to the nearest hospital or find somebody that might be about to die and use their light to cross in, because they'll create a portal, or their family members that come in to help them out, help them cross over. It's usually a male figure in a family, like a family leader that comes, and they'll get the spirit and help them cross over. Somebody that's familiar to you that you will follow through the light, that'll get you to cross over. And so you'll hear me probably say that a few times, or more recently, I will not do investigations without a medium, a good medium, a real medium like Victor Peruta and Gary Fox, two very, very good qualified mediums that I love to work with, taught me a lot. So yeah, they're the ones that know. They know the inside, I know the physical stuff, I know how to communicate with spirits, and we validate each other, and that's what it's all about for me. So you need to go out and have your own experience, get your own answers, because listening to everybody else, you know, I don't know, you can take that with a grain of salt and go from there. But another thing I wanted to mention, the videos that I post, you know, people don't really like the fact that I post what they're saying. What they're saying is what I hear, is exactly what I hear. And I hear their voice buried inside the white noise. So I can hear them, and I can hear their voice. I almost can picture what they look like, whether it's male, female, a little boy or a little girl. I can almost picture what they look like. And I know people, you know, will say, well, you know, let people figure out what it is for themselves. Well, people that don't go out and investigate and spend hundreds of hours analyzing this audio, they're not going to know what to listen for, really. They're just going to hear, you know, or something like that. So by putting the words up there, it'll help them tune in, because it's all about tuning into that. When you're recording EVPs, it's about tuning in. So I know I'm long-winded here, but you know, the thing is, I mean, you can listen to my EVPs and those videos, and it just gives you an idea. It gives you a starting point if you're really interested in listening to doing EVP research yourself. I mean, I think it should probably help people. I'll do some videos also on how to capture EVPs, what recorders to use, what software to use. Don't buy all the garbage. It's real simple. Old voice recorder, pair of headphones, Audacity. I'll show you how to use those, and you can capture a whole lot more than what you probably think you can. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and stop by anytime. Email me, contact me, however, projectparanormalinvestigations.com, phantom@choice.net, my Twitter account @ghost_voices. I've got my YouTube channel and Facebook. I mean, there's so many different ways to get a hold of me. All right, so cheers and good luck out there.